And oh, interesting. All right. So, not a regular session. Let's see what happens in your adventures, your side adventures. Because
Oh
splitting the
boy.
party is in fashion right now. Well, I'm mostly to blame for that in this case, no.
Well,
Um,
keeping the party together probably would have killed more people, so.
well, then the party would just be one person, so I mean the difference wouldn't be too much different. Like, eh. All right, so let's go. So I think we left off basically with you kind of starting to ascend the stairs with the rest of them.
hmm
I think it was.
Now, were Silnestrial and all of them, they were going up the stairs, but they're on their way further up the mountain, yeah?
They
That's my understanding, or are they taking a different route up?
No, they're going up the stairs too. They need to.
Okay.
You're basically what it is. This is like an plateau that is higher
hmm
than the Silu Arakor area. So you need to ascend there, and then basically can move further along. And yeah, well, there are
Okay.
not many places where you could go up because it's holy territory or sanctified ground, or however you want to call it, right?
Absolutely. Okay.
All right, so let's start this. I find all my buttons. Here's a button that I wanted to press. All right, so yeah, you spoken to your friends last time, kind of make sure that everybody's on the same page, and yeah, the people you spoke with from earlier, the group around PR, ascended like a few minutes. Basically, as you left them, they started to move up. And so basically, you would still be able to see them, but they're a little bit
Okay.
up.
All right. Um, as, assuming we're traveling together for at least a little while, I'm going to uh, go up to probably Amdirnith.
So you want to
Yeah.
run after them? They are already like good way up, right? Because they started to move up when you kind of left them to speak to your friends.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably try and catch up if they're not too far ahead. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
they're busy people.
All right. So yeah, you're trying to catch up, and you see that everybody's moving up except Mdernith. She's just like hovering up.
She's weird. Holy cow. Okay. Well, okay. If I catch up to her, I'd probably notice that. And
Yeah, absolutely. Like she's hovering. Like basically, the stairs are fairly steep,
hmm
and it actually is somewhat of like a. It takes a little bit out of you to actually move up up this far and this steep of stairs, right? And she's basically hovering in the same like rate that the others are. However, she's like I don't know, like 10 feet away from the side of the cliff.
hmm
Oh, I should probably do this. No, I can't gesture anymore. Yeah.
So, looking at her, how exactly is it that you do that? I mean, you do walk occasionally, yes?
Sure. Why
Really?
wouldn't I?
Huh. I just, never seen that before. Um, you mentioned before, you know, you know about the horn blade that I have with me, and you told me where I could find another, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what do you know of this one? Most importantly, what does it do?
Well, first of all, I do not know it under the name that you tell that you call it.
It is the name the humans were using.
Well, it's the wrong name, okay?
Oh, so what do you call it?
Well, it's one of the sister blades. It's really an old artifact. Priceless, some would say.
How so?
It is one of the first instruments that got constructed when we came here.
So it's ancient to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
I've I've seen it shift from dagger to short sword to long sword and back, and I've also seen it seem to hurt my dwarven companion uh, through other means. I'm not entirely sure what this blade is capable of.
Well, first of all, it doesn't really like outsiders.
But a human has been wielding it for some time.
Well, human schmuman.
Okay. Well,
You want a history lesson, eh? Alright, so, the sister blades. The sister blades are blades that were created as pairs when the elves were just starting to colonize the Prime. And while she says the Prime, she kind of just like, kind of swivels and turns, like
like the
encompassing everything all around. Like it's like from what you see, like when some people are singing in the rain, just like opening up the arms to the sides and then just like pirouetting around.
mm-hmm.
They were a tool to drive the brutish and unarmored civilized races back to where and were wielded by the Glimmerleaf leaders. Over the thousands of years, most of the blades got lost or destroyed, and they have become exceedingly rare to find. So I found it kind of interesting that you had one.
Have you?
So, yeah.
Did I notice that BR had a blade like this, or no?
This looked different.
These look different.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So,
So are they specifically better against outsiders then, or is that what they were made to do?
mm, they were made to be wielded by elves and not outsiders. If a human wielded it, I don't know how or he did it, but perhaps he did. Perhaps he didn't. I don't know. Anyway, if it's one sword, it belongs for a sister, really, because it's a versatile weapon, as you said. Like, it can become a short sword, a dagger, a long sword, all of these things, which become what the wielder needs it to be.
Mm-hmm.
That really is its own property. It loses when it finds a sibling. It's a little bit more strong-willed if that happens. But other than that, it's a fine weapon. Fine weapon that helps you focus on your target too. Other than that, that's really it. If it's just
Focus on my target.
yes.
What do you mean by that?
Uh, we elves are a magic race, are we not?
You more so than others.
Well, thank you.
You're very
She's,
welcome.
she smiled as you said that. And she kind of just flows sideways, basically like lying on something, just like, well, the blade was not always wielded by. And she kind of nods towards BR, who's like just a little bit out of ear's reach. because he kind of takes the front. There are other advantages this sword brings than just cutting your foes.
You're awfully vague.
Hell, I do not know what you want me to tell you.
Well, I appreciate this information so far, and I suppose it's something I'll have to explore further.
Of course.
I appreciate this. How long do you think it'll take for you to get there and come back from your task?
She
I assume you
shrugs.
will be coming back.
She shrugs and says, I don't know. Depends on what we'll find when we get there. Few days, a week perhaps, maybe more.
Right. Well, do travel safely, and
I travel stylishly.
no reason we can't do both. I'll walk up further, probably like push past Yanis a little bit if she's not in the front. Nod to
Okay.
Silnestrial, and I'll give BR a nod as well.
Mm-hmm.
Does he just seem like stoic and quiet as ever?
Absolutely.
So, his reputation precedes him. Yeah. What would I know about him? I know that he's like a warrior, like a general sort of character. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Other than that he has been leading the Glimmerleaves for quite some time at this point. There were others before him. He certainly became one of the leaders of the Glimmerleaves after said weapons were forged, long time after, right? I mean, that's like a long time ago. Um, but he's a man of solutions and results more so than compassion. Um, he doesn't always see eye to eye with people that don't want to do what needs to be done in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he has been a trusted advisor for the Autumn Wind for like some time at this point as well. And
Okay.
the
So.
only other thing is that you know that usually he takes pride in his work, and did not have many. How do you say this in English? Many people who he tutored,
Mm-hmm.
and those that he did take tuition of. Is it tuition of? I guess it is. Is that usually they did fairly well for themselves. They
Mm-hmm.
became like powerful warriors on like in their own
Celestial.
right. For
Okay.
instance, yes.
Um. Probably speak with Celestial first. So, how long have you been training under BR?
Hmm? Training under him? I'm not training under him anymore. If
Well, not
not for many
anymore, but
years. Well, I started training under him a long time ago. Together with your former master, actually, Landrea.
try and hold back 1,000 questions. Um, how how exactly is it that you came to work with him then, as he seems a little hard to approach.
As with every other person you approach.
I suppose.
There
Well,
isn't. It's well. It's interesting.
right. Well, seems to have done you much good, and did Alondra much good.
Perhaps.
Um, well, I appreciate getting this chance to see you again before you are off to fight a dragon.
Well, you ran after us, my dear.
Well, still appreciate getting to see you before you go. Uh, I I should probably just say hello to Bjorn. Like you said, if you don't approach, nothing gained. So just travel safely, and I'll see you again.
She nods. Yeah, you too.
All right, up to Br. Uh,
Okay.
and at this point, I have no idea what to say. So probably just stand there awkwardly for a brief moment.
I mean, he's moving up and speaking to Triana as you kind of close up behind him.
Can I hear what they're saying?
Sure. Um, they seem to speak about what lies ahead, what they want to do when they meet this dragon,
Okay,
what they need to prepare.
right. You know what? Their business is more important. I'll walk away and continue my way up the steps.
All right. So you want to take over, or you just fall back a little bit?
I'll take over. I don't want to keep my company waiting.
Okay. So you do, and you hurry along. As you get to the plateau, little time later, a little bit out of breath due to the speed and, well, rate of climbing,
Mm-hmm.
you take in the surrounding of you, and this is home of your people. This many people say this is the birthplace of everything, of anything. Well, at least for the elves, that is true. Everything seems a little bit more saturated. Everything seems a little bit more colorful, a little bit more green, a little bit more, in this case, also very often orange and red as the leaves kind of sway in the wind. And
Oh, good to be home. Don't know how Thorn can't appreciate this, but what do you expect from someone who lives underground for most of their life?
you just hear the thundering of the water falling down behind you and before you too, even though obviously the sound from behind you is far more, far stronger, because you are ways away from where the big waterfalls come gushing out of the side of the mountain. But you do see the mist that kind of rises where it hits the riverbed.
I'm going to head towards the direction of the court.
All right, to the old elven city it is. As you quickly move, you have good way to make it at least 1.5 days as you hurry along. You don't see a lot of other elves. Actually, you don't see any other elves other than those who climbed the steps with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have overtaken them for some time at this point. However, what you do find is wildlife like deers, rabbits, stags, and they all seem calm. They all seem peaceful. And as you
Where
hurry
everyone
along,
else is.
you do know that there are not many people up here.
Okay.
Didn't I say this? I thought I said this last session.
Well, people are they no, I'm a little confused. Are they all further into the city then?
Oh, then maybe I didn't say it yet. All right, then maybe you don't know. Then maybe you wonder.
Okay.
I thought I said it before.
It, if you said, then I'll definitely eat my words, but I don't remember that.
It's okay. Maybe I didn't.
Not important yet.
So as you hurry along, you see these creatures kind of eye you, seemingly unscared, unperturbed.
All right.
The
That's
first
fine.
day, the first day comes to an end. Sun sets behind your back, and the night comes out. And you take a look into the sky. You see it without any recollection of fog, cloud, but also no other light in quite a long distance around you. This means that the sky looks bright compared to the ground, lit by, well, the moon, the tears of Saloon, and all those countless stars among.
Peaceful. Hopefully the group found a place to rest. In the meantime, I'll probably take my rest and then press on as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. After you've rested, found something to eat from around, some smaller plants, some berries, some mushrooms, some roots. The air seems clearer, almost smell sweet from the vegetation around you. You feel revitalized. You feel almost like you were back as young as when you left your parents' house. Feel complete.
Well, complete, but there's still plenty of things wrong.
Not here. Somewhere else, yes, for sure. You don't forget your worries. That's not what I mean. It is just a
Hmm.
feeling of
Home.
ease, of home.
I don't know why we would ever leave. But do I get a feeling so this peacefulness and everything, this is
Mhm.
completely untouched from everything that's going on?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Give me nature check. Yep.
All's well and good, huh?
Yep.
All right. Oh man. Yeah, I'll press on and we'll we'll see. Maybe the city, maybe things have changed in the city.
All right. As you move on, a few more hours pass by until it is afternoon already. 2 days now since you left, since you climbed the stairs. When you get to the point where you think Nithrithiane should be, you see emptiness, you see void, you see just an opening in the forest around you.
What
City is not here.
is this something that I have seen happen before,
No,
or would I know what's going on?
no.
Okay. I'll walk to down to where the city should be, and I'll look for any traces.
As you stand there, kind of taking a look on the ground, sniffing the air, looking around, there's no sign, no tracks, no residual evidence that there has been a city here. But there was a city here a year ago, more or less, give or take a few months here or there. You were in the city, not here. It doesn't seem to have been here ever. When you kind of look around, suddenly there's a hand on your shoulder. As you kind of spin around, you look into the faces of two guards garbed in the royal colors, looking at you.
I was beginning to think that. Never mind. Where is everyone? Where is everything?
They kind of look at you, say, um, the ritual has started.
I, I've heard this. I don't know what this ritual is. What is this ritual? Are you telling me the whole city just disappeared into the Feywild?
No and yes, but what are you doing here?
I I am Malin Alakir Blackleaf, and I was told that I need to report to Alagarthas.
They kind of bow and say, well, he is in Ithrithiane, please. And they kind of lead you like a 5 foot, 10 foot, 15 foot, 25 feet. And as they kind of step a step in front of you, next to you, they kind of just shimmer and disappear as they do. And as you follow them, you step over some sort of threshold or whatever you might call it. into the city. And as you do, kind of you just see the city in front of you, standing there as if nothing happened. Nothing happened, not quiet. Everything seems. If the sisters were a mirror image of the mirror image of the high forest itself, being much more saturated in color, this seems even more so, even more extreme.
So the ritual picked up the city and moved it to the Feywild. Okay.
Again, this is only half true. But yes,
What's the other half to that truth?
In essence, it does. This is not quite the Feywild. The Feywild still is a thing, and as you know, it is. Now that's why I kind of stole the words from the mirror. The Shadowfell and the Feywild are a mirror image of the prime material plane, which means, like, for instance, everything is more or less the same.
Okay.
Think of it like siblings. I don't know the English word for it, but siblings that look like exactly like the other one.
Zwillinge, twins.
Twins, yeah, twilling, exactly, twins. They are twins, but obviously, as time has passed, these twins turned a little bit different, right? For instance, one has like a scar here or there, or whatever. So over time, the base, the what is it? Not parchment. The canvas is the same, but the colors that were used upon it are a little different. So, for instance, when you are at the volcano in the prime, it could be something like in the Feywild. It could be instead of a volcano, it could be like the mountaintop could be like of pure emerald or ruby or something. And in the Shadowfell, well, you don't know what might be there, but probably not something very nice. So,
okay,
that's basically the same thing. So he says, well, the the Feywild is still there, and you cannot just displace it.
So where is this?
In between.
It's a hell of a ritual.
He nods and says yes, and it will all encompass all of the high forest when it's finished.
So the entire forest will disappear. How long until it's finished?
Depends on how fast the mages.
Who's in charge of running the ritual?
The archmages. Well.
All right. Well, thank you for getting me into the city.
But she is not here at the moment, if you want to speak to her.
I'm sure she has her hands full with
oh, you know her?
With her work. Not personally, no.
Yeah, I do. Yes, you do.
I do?
Yes.
Okay. So this would be oh, okay. I think I know the image, but I don't know the name as a player.
Yeah, well, so basically there are 3 of them. 3 sisters.
Okay.
And earlier you ran into one of them.
Triana.
No. It's priests, not mages.
Oh, Dearneth. Got it. Got it. Okay. So the other 2 then I know of, but I'm not. I don't know if I'm familiar with them.
Like he didn't say like yes you know him, right? It was me as a GM, not the god is saying like no you know him. No.
Okay, and I think I do know the images. I didn't realize Dearneth was in that mix. Okay.
Yeah, she's one of the 3 sisters. Well, different sisters, not related to the sisters, if you know what I mean.
Yes. So many sisters in this episode. Sister Blade, the sisters,
exactly.
mages. God.
seems a reoccurring theme.
Well, I'll thank the guards and then I'll hurry to the court.
Yep, you do. And the city is not as big, it's just important, mostly.
Hmm.
So, doesn't take you much, doesn't take you long. And the city seems vacant mostly. Most people that run around here are from military, either Glimmer or Blackleaf, kind of patrolling, looking around. And before you get to the court itself, you run into Jules and Freline, two of your apprentices.
Jewel and Freline,
Mm-hmm.
do they see me yet?
Mm, I assume you don't really sneak around right now, so yeah, I would think so. I mean, there's no reason for you to snack around, right? So
Yeah. Oh, well, there's no getting the jump on you two today then.
they kind of look at you, their eyes widen a little bit, seemingly a little bit surprised. And they kind of jump up from where they were sitting and talking.
Well, how have you been? It's been long enough.
Jules says, that it has, that it has. What we were worried. What happened? You were missing for so long. We were searching for you. And Fredine says, yeah, I was sent to the Misty Forest to give orders, but I never found you.
Well, I came much after you did, but as long as we're talking about work, what did you find in the Misty Forest?
They kind of look at each other, look at you and said, we waited for you. We searched for you for as long as possible until we evacuated.
I'm glad you made it out. There's not much left.
Well, I don't know about that, but because we waited, a lot more people died than necessary. And Raylene says, well, we were sent there. Well, I was sent there to give new orders. Jewel came a little bit later.
And your new orders?
To guard this place and got over the transition.
Wow. I
Do you have
appreciate what you were able to do in the Misty Forest. It couldn't have been easy.
do you
But
have new orders for us, my lady?
right now, you take your orders from Alagarthus as I take my orders from him.
They're not.
I I have come across some new information that I'll need to speak with him about, but perhaps if orders change, we can speak afterwards.
They're not again.
In the meantime, you take care of yourselves and make me proud.
They kind of look at each other a little bit befuddled.
There's going to be a lot of conflict ahead. Maybe less if you stay here, but we will we will need strong black leaves like the two of you.
They kind of straighten up a little bit, puffing out their chest.
Smile a little bit, and I'll give them each a nod and clap them each on the shoulder before heading further towards the court.
Mm-hmm. When you get to the court, where do you want to go? To whom do you want to speak?
I was told that Oligarthus is waiting, so I'm not going to keep him waiting.
All right. When you get to his chambers, office, whatever you want to call it. He sits there and just is like looking outward into the city and the sisters beyond.
I'll knock on the door to kind of make my presence known.
He kind of turns around, looks at you. We thought you were dead. Sorry. We thought you were dead. What happened?
I was sidetracked into another mission, one that I have come to share information with you about.
Another mission.
One that will greatly concern the elves, especially those who will not make it here.
Malin said to me that he didn't fight you. That he couldn't pass on my orders to you. Your next mission?
I'm sorry, Sammy, I didn't catch that.
Frelin said that he couldn't find you, couldn't forward my orders for you for your next mission.
I didn't make it to the Misty Forest right away.
Were you injured? And he kind of looks you up and down.
For a time, not anymore. No, I ended up mixed with the Lord's Alliance and making my way to Silvery Moon, which
Silvery Moon? That does not make any sense.
It's hard to explain, but at this current time, outside of our woods, and perhaps inside some of our others, there is a cult that worships the chromatic dragons that are trying to essentially bring devastation upon this entire world.
I know. We know. But why did you go to Silvery Moon and not the Misty Forest?
I thought it more important that information be found than to deliver a message.
But we have people that found this information too and brought it to us because that is what the Blackleaves do, yes?
That is true.
So what information did you have that no other elf could have had that you thought it would be more important than following orders?
I bring an offer from the metallic dragons.
And they were in Silvery Moon?
In a way, yes. The dragons would like to see the people of this world band together rather than run away. I'm not sure what it is we're doing here.
Waiting?
In the meantime, as we wait, will we have anything to come back to?
There will be nothing we lose. We wait as long as it takes.
In the meantime, many, many more die. Not just elves.
No elves will die. That is the point of this.
And we'll turn a blind eye to the rest of the world? The one that we have been a part of for so long?
The world has turned a blind eye towards us too. I talked with my father. I told him that we cannot leave. I sent Yanis to speak to the Lord's Alliance you are so fond of, and to ask them for help to find out what happened in the Misty Forest when I did not hear anything from you. To work together But they turned us down. They did not send any help. They did not try to help us. And, well, Yanni said they weren't very nice either. So,
Well, certainly Lord Neverember isn't the most agreeable person.
so, who are
They,
we indebted to help? Exactly. You think we should help the dwarves, who have backstabbed us in every possible way over the last few thousand years?
why should we be indebted to someone in order to help them? Why can we not be above that?
And he slumps down a little bit.
Algarthus,
And
I know you don't necessarily want to leave. I know that you want to protect the elves, but we can't
this
just let them
problem,
die.
this problem was not made by us. This problem was conjured, was sowed, was nurtured by the humans. They are responsible for it.
There's something
Many
much greater
elves,
going on than just humans fostering a cult. No, this isn't just humans.
many elves died because of it already. Your family died because of it.
You don't need to remind me.
Apparently I do. Of course, yes. I try to reason, I try to get their help and offer help in return. They turned us down. We are equals. We don't owe or bow to the humans, to the dwarves, or any other kingdom or whatever there might be. If they don't want our help, I won't send more people than need be to their deaths for mistakes that are not our own. I had people sent out. I had you sent to the Misty Forest to find out exactly what happened because I knew you were going to sympathize. I sent you there against the expressed will of my father. I sent you there to speak to the family of Elondriel. And I sent one of your apprentices before even that, so when you get there, you would know the entirety of the problem. I did not expect you to give so little about my opinion.
Algarthus,
You know that your apprentices searched for you,
I know that now.
and you know that they hesitated because you weren't there. They already were punished for their hesitation, their undecisiveness.
Punished?
Yes?
They said nothing of this. What was done? And why not let that punishment fall on me rather than on them? They are still learning.
You always emulated Elondriel. What do you think he would think of this situation?
Well, again, they are learning. They are.
Did he
They are
never
going to.
punish you?
No, that's certainly not true. But
There. They are still here. They are unharmed. You were not there. We thought you dead. We can. It is hard for us to punish someone who is dead. But I was thinking about you. What do you think Elandria thinks of what you did?
You'd be as ashamed as I am now.
What do you think the job of the Blackleaf is? What do you think the duties are that come with the training of being a Blackleaf? Being a trainer of one of the Blackleaves?
Gather information and be an example. And I have failed on both accounts, haven't I?
Sit down, please. And he kind of sits down too and pours himself some wine.
I'll sit,
Kind of offers you some too.
nod, and graciously accept. Oh, Garthus, you know, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. You know that. And I know I've made a terrible mistake. I hope I haven't lost your trust because of it. But I
What you
think you
did
also...
was incredibly short-sighted. You thought you had all the information. You thought you were wiser and better than, well, in this case, me.
I thought I was delivering a message. You're right. I thought I had the information. I apologize.
You do not need to apologize to me. I am not the one who got hurt physically.
Physically. But I did.
Do you remember the night we first met?
Yes.
Elondriel introduced you as his protege. You wore a dark blue dress that my aunt lost. The day before? The night I thought you might be. It doesn't matter now. There is one thing you don't know. After you left, Elondriel and I talked a little bit more about you. About his wishes and fears. He told me that you are the quickest learner he ever saw. And that many of your siblings are envious of you because of it.
Well, Yanis and I have never seen eye to eye, if that's who you're referring to.
You can't forget Yanis is WH. But he also hoped that you will become the new leader of the Blackleaves in time.
It's quite an honor, but one that I'm not sure I'd be ready to step into anytime.
Your former trainer was a wise man. We talked about you, as I said. We also talked about his fears about you. The only thing that he was worried about you was your ego, your selfishness, your ability to become part of something bigger. He thought you would lose your free spirit in time and see the importance of your work and the responsibility that your bestowed training and gained powers entailed. That was his biggest fear. But he believed in you. He believed in you so strongly, so much so that he left for you, and that is how you repay his trust, repay
Left
my
for me.
trust,
Oh,
and repay
Garthus.
your people.
You know what happened to Alondriel, don't you? All this time you knew. You knew that he went out to face that dragon. Is that what it is? I know I made mistakes, Alagathas. I'm not going to deny that. But if we're going to be honest with each other, you sent me on one mission and expected another. And yes, I got sidetracked, and yes, that was wrong, but
Your inability to follow orders have killed 556 of our people.
and you're sure that they're dead. There's not even a sign of what has happened.
I am sure they are out of our reach now. I'm sure that they are lost.
What would you
The
have me do?
duty of the Black Leaves is to find information, to gather information, to follow orders, and if need be, to do the dirty work. But the Black Leaves are only a part of the puzzle, and you are only a part of the Black Leaves. A construct like this cannot work, is unable to work if anybody or everybody does what what they deem necessary on their own with imperfect information. What I want you to do, you ask me, and he kind of shakes his head. It is not me who wants you to do anything. It is out of my hands at this point.
What
You
would the
want to
autumn
take
wind have me do?
you want to take the punishment? You want to take the blame? I knew you were in Waterdeep.
I met with Giannis there. I told her to
Indeed.
come back and report that I had been.
And she did. She followed her orders.
She did. For all of our disagreements, she is good at what she does. I will admit that.
Now, this decision is out of my hands. I'm sorry that it has come to this. You are a most skilled operative. But my father is
Set down the wine glass. What?
I can't control you. You don't follow orders. You never really have. I stood up for you, you know?
I'm sure you did.
I tried to change the decision even. But
What's the decision, Alagathas? What decision?
if you cannot work for the good of the people, then you shall not work for the good of our people. I
I,
am
I think you know
ordered.
that I work with the best of intentions. Perhaps I make mistakes, yes, but
I am ordered to banish you from the order of the Black Leaves. I am ordered to take the secrets back that were bestowed upon you, so you may not have this responsibility anymore. that was given to you, that you have cast aside already. I ask you to accept this. To not make more trouble than you already have.
Look down and thoughtfully just nod and then look back up to him. For you, I'll make no trouble. But now what? What am I supposed to do? I'm not going to sit idly by, hide in the Feywild while I watch the rest of the world burn. You know I can't do that.
It is apparent that you can't.
I would still like your opinion. If not direct orders, I would like the opinion of a friend what the best course of action would be.
I am unsure. We already paid a heavy price. I understand the position of my father. I understand that he does not want any more blood, elven blood, to flow. Or mistakes that are not our own. You seem adamant about wanting to not stand by, not just watch. You must do what you must do. If your art forces you in this conflict of the outworld, then there is where you need to go. If you come to a different conclusion, every elf is always welcome in Selu Arakor.
I hope I know I've lost your trust in this, but I hope that I can at least, there's no way to make up for this, but at least try.
It will be a steep hill to climb. And he kind of stands up. What's your passive insight?
Passive insight is 13.
Okay. He stands up, looks at you and says, now, we need to perform the ritual of cleansing.
I'll stand up. Actually, I'm going to down that glass of wine and then stand up.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
please. Follow me.
Gothis, before this begins, you'll make sure that my students are taken care of, yes? You
They
said
were
they were already
already
punished.
redistributed. They are not your apprentices anymore. But yes.
May I ask who they are apprenticed to now?
Mm-hmm. Sure. And he kind of names you another Blackleaf, who was slightly lower in standing than you are. And he names him because he has lost his apprentices recently.
Well, he'll be a good teacher, I suppose. Thank you for making sure that they are cared for. All right, lead the way.
He nods and kind of turns around, leads you to another place. Looks like a little bit like a nice laboratory.
Yes.
Laboratory. That's how elves pronounce it. Mm-hmm.
You didn't do it in the French accent.
Laboratory.
There we go.
Okay. And he starts to kind of gather different herbs, different mushrooms, different barks, and other materials.
Now, I've essentially what's happening right now, this is completely unheard of, yeah?
Maybe not necessarily unheard of, but extremely unusual, at least.
Okay. All right. Can I help Eligarthus?
Please. Just wait. Please. When you became a Blackleaf, you were melded. Melded with the Feywild. That splice is what I need to undo.
Is it going to hurt?
I do not know.
All right.
I have never done this before. My father tells me that you will lose all your knowledge about the Black Leaf training, all the knowledge about the secrets that were bestowed upon you, all the knowledge prior to when you joined the Black Leaves
I
concerning the Black Leaves. The rest might be still a little bit fuzzy for some time, but you should regain.
would I forget about Alondril?
As I said, everything about the Black Leaves that you did not know before joining them.
So I'll remember at least about him. But my students will be gone from my mind completely. All right.
And he continues to gather,
I'm in no position to argue.
and he continues to gather more supplies and kind of starts to ground them up into, not all necessarily into the same pile, right? Just like different kind of preparations. A few of them, when he's finished, he puts these 3 bowls in front of you, one to your left, one to your right, and one in front of you. The ones to your sides, he lights a flame, and instead of like normal small flames, they actually burn quite intensely, but not in yellow or red, but in this ominous hue of blue. the bowl in front of you. He put some water in, some boiling hot water. And he explains to you that you need to drink this once he has begun his incantation. He then starts said incantation. As he closes his eyes and starts to chant, you feel
Probably
some,
hesitate a brief moment before drinking it.
and it's boiling hot when you do. Not that you care, I guess. Um,
Oh, struggle through it.
as he starts his incantation, you feel some sort of almost pressure coming from in front of you. He sits there, his eyes closed, as his hair starts to wave, starts to flow in some sort of air current that isn't there. And then you see two fairy wings start to unfold on his back. As he continues to chant, feel some sort of warmth starting to emanate from him. Well, and also the inside of your throat, I guess. And then your sight leaves you. You feel lightheaded. You are blind. You feel drunk. It's smashed. You feel like you're falling. And you smack on the ground with your back. And you almost feel like your bones are breaking. And your blood is spurting on the floor where you hit it. You don't know how much time has passed. And your eyes open again, or your sight returns. You're not sure what or which has happened. You still feel woozy. Your bones not broken. Your blood not splattered. But you feel like you were drunk the night before. Very drunk.
Oh, where the hell am I?
And you ask yourself this question and look around. You see that you are lying in some sort of bed, still in the holy city of Nithrithiane, still on hallowed ground. You are alone. You feel weak. You feel like you've never walked before, never climbed before. Feel like you need to learn to breathe, to see, dance. Feel like you're thrown up. But instead of throwing up what you ate, you threw up your knowledge. You don't remember much. The lost everything seems like a blur. Everything seems like a blackout. Almost like a drunken haze in the past. It's hard to concentrate, hard to focus, hard to find what you did, what happened. When you do, you feel a piercing pain in your head. You pass out again. When again your eyes flutter open, you see the sun standing high. No, low in the sky. as the bedroom you're sleeping, lying in, is drenched in these full colors that echo the forest outside of the city. Still feel woozy, still feel weak, still feel wrong, but a little bit more strength has come to your bones. Might be able to stand up.
I'll go ahead and try to stand and
When you do, you almost feel like you have never stood on your feet before. You feel like you just fell in a game of tag and you ran back to your mother, crying.
look around, and probably the last thing I can legitimately remember from before the Black Leaves would be coming here with Elandriel, or at least like running off. Where the where the hell is everyone? If if I can try and walk or like try
Hmm?
and look around for someone.
You can try to walk.
Yeah, I'm going to try and look around for someone. Anyone?
No one is in your room. You hear no one. When you go onto the balcony, overlook the city itself, the city of Nithrithiane, you see it is largely empty. You do see a few elves, all of them, however, clad in armor, in weapons, in bows, and blades, and spears, and on edge. There is a melancholy that lies on the city, almost touchable, almost breathable, almost tasteable. It's melancholy, right? In English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So in her brain, trying to put the pieces together, she probably figures we're at war or something.
When you try to remember, it's not like you don't remember anything, right? It's just like it's a drunken haze. It's hard to concentrate, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
I'm I'm going to sit down on the bed and focus on trying to remember the most, try and figure out what the most recent thing I remember is. Do I remember Lord's Alliance? Do I remember that I have a party waiting for me?
What do you think? What would be the last thing that you remember? What would be the last thing that was of great importance to you?
The last thing of great importance
Not
would
connected to
be
the Black Leaves. Well, not connected to the training of the Black Leaves.
mhm. I left my party at the base of the steps. My mother's in Norda Hayril for some reason. And my father, I don't know where my father is. Do I have like my items near me and my belongings?
Well, most of them, the ones that didn't belong to the Black Leaf Order.
Okay, so I probably still have my quarterstaff then because that technically got that from halflings.
It's basically a walking stick more than like a
Yeah.
weapon, anyways.
So um so I'll probably look and see that I still have that iron ring from Silvery Moon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember what happened there. And that so I'm going to gather my things and get dressed if I need to, and I'm going to walk out into the halls. I'm still going to be looking around for anybody who, like if there's a soldier that walks by or anyone at this
Absolutely.
point. Like I'm not sure what building I'm in.
Absolutely. There are soldiers nearby that you can speak to.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you have like an easy gown on, basically like a dress,
Mm-hmm.
not like elaborate or anything, but more what would be obviously in the chambers of royal court. Maybe a dressing from a servant to the nobility or something. The stuff that you wore when you got there, which was more like military garbs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still is there if you want to change, but yeah, that's up to you.
Um, I'll stay in the gown for now and focus on just finding more information around me.
All right.
So, first person I see, excuse me, what building is this?
Yeah, he would tell you that you are in um, the main town hall, the main kind of building for the government or nobility or whatever you want to call it, right? Like basically the equivalent of the city hall, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit
Yes.
different, a little bit more elaborate with elves, right? But
Yeah.
like maybe a castle, maybe like it's not really equivalent, but that's the
Yeah.
closest thing.
All right. Well, that's a little beyond my station, I think. Um, what day is it?
Oh, that's actually a good question. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. So, 2 days. It's Monday. He kind of looks at you.
Uh, the date specifically.
April the 17th. And I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make it even more complicated with like using the Forgotten Realms calendar.
Yeah, yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that. do I rem do I remember what day I left my party at the steps?
Give
How long
me
ago that would have been?
intelligence check, please.
Great.
12.
Okay, so it's been 5 days. All right.
Took you 2 days to get here. I mean, that's not necessarily something you know right now, but
Mhm.
just as a player, right? Took you 2 days to get here.
Okay. But I know that I would have had to have gotten from there to here.
Yeah, but
Um,
let's okay.
like if
So
I'm
for,
trying to put the puzzle together,
yeah, like
essentially, like
like you don't necessarily know directly. I mean, it won't be an issue for the long haul, right? I mean, as a player, that's like something.
yeah,
But right now, you think, okay, I left my party, but maybe you're not sure where the party is exactly. For instance, right? Some like
hmm
details are missing and hard to grasp. That's kind
yeah.
of the state you're in right now.
But if I can remember the 12th and I know today's the 17th, I know that it doesn't add up. There's several days there missing that aren't accounted by travel.
Perhaps.
Okay. Um, right. This might seem like a strange question. Who brought me here? I'm asking the guard. Do you know
He kind of
do you
looks
know
at
what's
you,
going on?
just like, the
Right.
prince's servant?
What the hell would the Alright. That seems a bit odd. Uh thank you for your trouble and
No trouble, miss.
was was any sort of message left for me or
He shakes his head. No, but I'm no secretary either.
that's true. Um I notice it's a lot of military around. What's going on? Are we at war or
He shakes his head and says, no, we are not. And that is the point of this. It takes
point?
a great many, it takes a great many sources of power to do something like this. And one of which that needed to be tapped woke a beast that has been fought, and its servants needs to be dealt with, and they need to stay out of hallowed ground.
The only beast near here is. Are you talking about the dragon in the Star Mounts? I thought that was a myth.
No myth, apparently.
Aha. So the people are safe, I suppose. Um,
Everybody
right.
got evacuated. Everybody that was um, not natural, not needed here. Bro, unessential.
Hmm.
That's the word I was looking for. Got evacuated before it happened. Yes.
The unessential people were evacuated, but I'm still here?
I do not know who you are. I'm sorry.
Then might I ask, who are you? What is your position?
I'm Biggs.
Biggs.
I'm a guard to the autumn wind.
I see. This might sound crazy, but would I be able to get an audience with someone?
Who are you?
Malin Alakir of the Misty Forest.
I don't know why you are here,
Neither
miss.
do I. And I'm hoping there could be some answers. Who would I speak to if I needed to get an audience? Keep in mind, as like a black leaf, she would have just like popped in whenever the hell she felt like it. So
I
she
know.
genuinely wouldn't know the answer to this question.
Speak to one of the servants, I
All
guess.
right. Well, you've been a great help. I'm gonna go find myself one of these servants then. Just clap him on the shoulder and like start looking
He's
around.
like, what's going on here?
Welcome to the club, buddy. Nobody knows.
Well, that's not true. That is not true. But yeah,
I don't know that.
no, true.
I don't know
That's
much of
true,
anything at this
I
point.
guess.
All right. On a mission, trying to find a servant.
Got it. Yeah, what do you want to talk with him about?
If I find a servant, I'm going to ask specifically whether or not they know why I'm here.
Like speaking a little bit around, you would find like a servant that would know what happened. Too much of what they actually know what happened. Which is like he said, like, yeah, Alagathas gave you to us, and we had to take care of you um, while you were asleep, unconscious, whatever you want to call it.
How long was I unconscious?
2, 3 days.
2, 3 days. Any explanation as to what happened?
They don't know. They didn't ask. They
But
just were
Alagarthus would
charged.
know.
They just were charged to take care of you.
But this Alagarthus would know. How would I go about getting an audience?
They could ask for you.
If you would, please.
They do. They come back and they say if you would want to, you could speak to him. However, not very long. He's a busy man.
That's understandable given what's going on. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'll go in then if I can go speak with him right away.
Let me see. That made this done this quite some time ago, I guess. But
Hey
wait.
Condi.
When you get there, you see he's speaking with another woman.
Okay, I'll probably hang back because I definitely don't hold any sort of position compared to these two.
Yeah, and when you do, they kind of Alagathos kind of turns towards you and says, "No, come in, come in."
Oh, thank you. Walk in kind of nervously.
The woman next to him kind of leans against the big kind of table.
Um, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt any important business.
It's fine. You're a friend.
I am.
That you
Uh,
are.
Forgive me. Everything is kind of a blur at the moment. I'm not sure what happened.
I am responsible for that. I'm sorry.
Oh, um, I I have no idea what you could have done, but I understand you made sure I was taken care of, so thank you. Can you tell me what happened? And frankly, can you tell me how it is that I know you? I don't even remember that.
We've worked together for some time, and
Lord's Alliance, maybe?
he shakes his head. Not quite, but your dealings with the Lord's Alliance have forced us to stop working together. So you
Oh,
are able to pursue your goals with the Lord's Alliance better. It and no further Verwicklungen.
dealings?
Dealings, yeah, I guess. It's not quiet. It's that's my problem often that I have like entanglements, right? That's what I
Mm-hmm.
was searching for. Your former entanglements don't stand in your way.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, though I can't imagine that could have been an easy decision.
It was not, but it had to be done.
Again, I appreciate it. Um, I'll turn to her. I'm sorry, I don't think we've met.
Call me Lydia.
How do I pronounce it, Simon?
However you
Lairdia?
want. Lydia.
Lairdia?
Like Lydia with a rolling R in the middle of the right? Lydia, a little bit.
Lairdia.
Not
Okay,
as pronounced as this, but that's the idea, right?
got
Lydia.
it. Lairdia. Uh, and did Lydia, did we work together as well?
She shakes her head. No, I don't know you.
Oh, what is it that you do then?
I'm here to help with the rituals.
Ritual. Ritual. That sounds familiar. Why does that sound familiar?
Yeah, kind
Uh,
of.
so there's something going on, and I was working with the Lord's Alliance, and there's a ritual here, and it is. We're leaving, aren't we?
That we are? Yes. Malin,
Hmm.
your memories must be fuzzy right now. Don't worry about
Extremely
it.
so.
They will come back to you.
All right.
It is what
I
happens when you drink too much. He kind of smiles.
I can't imagine drinking enough to be out for several days, but
Depends on what you drink.
I've had my moments. So, uh, right. Well, if it'll come back eventually, I suppose it'll come back. Thank you. Do you know what it was that I was doing next? To be honest, I could use whatever help remembering that I can get.
Well, the last thing that we talked about is that you wanted to return and see things through with the Lord's Alliance, against my better judgment at least. But you were adamant about it.
Can't
I mean, out
imagine
of
why.
character. Out of character. He literally doesn't know where your party is because you never mentioned them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think I would have at least a vague recollection of leaving them
Yeah,
at the
you
bottom of the
do. You
steps.
do, but
So
that's literally what you told him. I just want to make sure that he is not lying to you. That is what he
yeah.
knows, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, I suppose I better get my things together. I don't remember being drunk feeling quite like this. So weak. What
Perhaps
what the hell did I drink?
something you shouldn't drink again.
Be nice to know what it was to avoid it in the future. My God. Oh well. I I certainly appreciate all of your help and for keeping me safe during whatever happened. I'll
Of course. As I said, I am responsible for it, so that's the least thing I could do for a friend, especially.
friend. Thank you. I
I probably
appreciate
should
that.
more speak more like this, right? But well,
Probably, but it's easier to understand without the French accent, at least on my end.
what?
Right. Well, I'll be on my way then, I suppose. And
Oui,
do you have any supplies that maybe
of
I can
course,
take a bit from something to eat and such for the
of
road?
course. If you will leave now, however, be careful,
Oh, why's that?
because the beast has been slain.
It's been slain.
Yes, and its servants that slumbered with it are right now being exterminated as they roam the sisters.
I see. All right. Well, I have a blade, so I think I'll be able to handle myself.
Okay, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to your servants about maybe getting a few rations or such for the
Please.
road. Thank you.
And
And
if
then
and when your work with the Lord's Alliance is finished, don't forget, if you don't remember on your own, you were always welcome in Siluara Core and Nithrithiane.
thank you. I'll um I'll bow to both of them and tell Lerdia it was a pleasure to meet her,
Mm-hmm.
and then step out and gather my things.
All right. What do you want to do next?
Once I kind of got all of my gear together and I changed into something more appropriate for traveling, probably the military clothes that I had before. Um,
Garbus. Military
yeah,
garbus. Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Um, Probably talk to a couple of guards about what exactly is going on, like what is roaming around the sisters.
Yep. Well,
What
Dragonkin.
Dragonkin? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um, do I get the feeling like maybe I should have someone with me for this trip, or that I can make it on my own?
Maybe you feel like it, but there's not necessarily someone
Who could anyway?
who could, right? They have their jobs to do.
Mm-hmm.
They feel responsibility to do them.
Huh, that sounds like a really familiar sentiment. Why do I know this?
Just kidding.
No, you're not.
Not entirely.
Um, right. I'll start walking down the steps. I'm gonna take
Yep.
it slow and
Yep.
maybe not necessarily stealthily, but very carefully if I know that there's trouble
Yep.
around.
Yep. I mean, it's a lot of distance you need to cover to get back, anyways, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Okay. So, is there anybody on the road as I
Nope.
travel, or
Nope.
nothing at all? No
There's no
signs,
road, but
or road, but anything along the path, the steps?
no. There's no one on the road because there's no road. No, there's also no one on the way.
All
At least
right.
initially.
Interesting. Um, I'll at least initially. Does that mean I eventually run into someone
Perhaps. Right now you're still
who?
in the city, right? Or at the
Yeah. Um, but once I have everything together, I will set off right away.
All right. So as you make your way towards back to the stairs, seems rather quiet, seems rather beautiful still, similar to the reminiscent of the feeling that you had when you first got to the sisters, right? Um, as it was already evening, the sun was already setting. When you finally get out the city and into the forest itself, it rather quickly completely gets dark.
Man, I wish I had some power that let me teleport in the dark.
Wouldn't that be useful?
Wouldn't it? All right. I'll set up a camp and rest for the
Absolutely.
evening.
Absolutely. You do. Undisturbed. The next day you move further. What's your passive perception now?
Uh, According to this, I'm not sure if all the proficiencies are correct, because it
Again,
should
like if
be
you're proficient in it, it should be too higher.
okay. Then it would be 17.
Okay.
Because let's see, yeah, because I already have proficiency, double it. Yeah, okay.
All right. So you do move on, and during the next day, you start to see like movement and the wildlife kind of getting disturbed and running away from stuff. And when you start to see kobolds kind of running through the underbrush.
How many kobolds do I see?
Hard to tell. If you want to get closer, you can, but you catch wind of them fairly early.
Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll pull out my blade.
Mm-hmm. Which blade?
Which the only blade I have is the horn blade,
All right.
but it'll
Sibling.
be we'll say it's a short sword.
Yep. Sibling's blade. Got it.
Hmm.
Okay. By the way,
Um.
mechanically, I can tell you what mechanically it does.
Oh, thank God.
It's easier for you to set in, but I mean, it doesn't make sense to tell you as in character. Yeah, it's a blade plus
Yeah.
one, right? It's just like, you can take a look at it in your one. Whoops, shit. Apparently not. You will be able to take a look at it in your OneNote in a second.
Okay.
Beeren. I will not put it under magic items. I'll make an own.
Sure.
I'll just put it and nest it in it. So that's exactly what it will do. Also, if you have to, maybe I shouldn't tell you what happens when you have to. Maybe I don't. Maybe I delete it. I delete it. All
Okay.
right. And you, at this point, you are attuned to it too. So.
Okay.
So it basically is a plus one. I don't want to tell you on voice though. Actually, I can.
Yeah, my
All right. So
secrets.
secrets are secret.
Okay, well, I'll have that drawn and I'll just be on guard for these kobolds that are running around.
Give me a nature check.
A nature check.
Indeed.
Oh boy.
All right. You have a feeling that they seem to be running away from something.
Are they running in my direction?
I would think that since you saw them so early, that you didn't necessarily move into the direction that they were running into. So no. They seem to be
Okay.
scared and running away from something.
Okay. Can I like stealth after them?
You want to?
I would like.
No,
I
not
would
you.
like.
You can't. You can't stealth after them. They're running, and you can't be stealthy and running at the same time.
True. Um, I'll kind of keep in mind like the direction that they're running from.
Yep.
And but I will go stealth at this point.
All right. Which direction?
I'm going to continue in the direction that I was going.
Mm-hmm.
So this +2.
All right. So you make your way, stealthing along, and you come across like a deer that has been slaughtered by small weapons, spears.
On holy ground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to look it over. I assume that I can tell that this is like kobolds or
Yeah.
Okay.
And it also has been
fresh?
harvested. It also has been like eaten half and stuff like this. So it doesn't look very nice, but yeah.
Okay. And how fresh is it?
A few
Like,
hours.
A few hours. Okay. All right. I will.
On hollowed ground, indeed.
I'll look for tracks
Yeah.
of where those kobolds may have ran off to.
Yeah, absolutely. Another check. Go. Yep, no problem. Find them. They don't seem to be hiding them too well.
Okay.
Also seem to be in a hurry. Again, like it's partially harvested, but not completely. They've done a quick job.
Okay.
Quick and dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Dirty, as the Germans
I'm
would say. It's a dirty job, yeah?
I'm gonna follow the tracks for a little bit. See
Alright.
if I can tell where those kobolds are going.
Yeah, absolutely. Southwards. You follow them a little bit, and you see 5 kobolds sitting around like a um, small puddle of bloody meat, and they're just like eating it.
Oh, gross. Savages. Um well fuck, I'm not gonna let them be here on holy ground, so I have my blade out and I'm going to go ahead and how close is the closest one? I'm hoping I can get the drop on at least one of them.
How close do you want to get before you charge?
You know what? Can I climb a tree and get right above them?
Could try. Certainly.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Alright, give me another stealth check.
+2.
Okay, yeah, you start to climb a tree, move along its branches, more or less over this group.
Okay. Okay. If I'm above them and they don't see me, I'm gonna drop down right on one with the blade and just try and put that through his head.
Alright. Sounds like a plan. So. Hi.
Hi. It's been so long since I've seen you.
Initiative then, plus
Oh, I gotta select a token.
kobolds.
I don't know. Is it connected to the old token?
Just roll.
Or?
Just give me a dexterity roll. It's fine. I don't do the. I can add it for you.
Thank you.
Oh no! What do they do actually? Nice. All right. So you surprise them.
Mm-hmm.
So you get the first attack with advantage. However, give me an acrobatics check, please.
+2.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Do your attack.
All right.
Attack.
Down on the first one.
Oh, it's a crit. Nice.
And okay, so I should still be able to use some
Wait,
of
that's
my.
wrong. Your damage is wrong for some reason. Oh no, plus. Okay, no. Okay, yeah, it's right. It's right.
Because
I
it's a
was confused.
+1, yeah.
Yeah. I was confused.
Yeah, I have this one set up for short sword right now.
It's Sibling Blade, yeah. But yeah.
Yep. Oh, sibling blade. Okay, I'll change
Doesn't
that.
matter. Small Z's.
Okay, so I can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action still.
You
I just
do.
don't think I can.
So you absolutely. How did you murder the first one?
I don't get my extra attack anymore. That's what's different. Okay.
Yeah, you can even make a flurry of double punches, something like if you want to. I mean, you don't have much stuff to do it with, but yeah. But nobody knows. So, all right. So how do you kill the first one?
Okay, so I drop down and just land directly on him with my blade going through his skull and digging slightly into the ground. And then I'll use a
jump up.
I'll use a key point for actually hold on, I do get an unarmed, so I'm gonna go ahead and punch the nearest one in the face.
Right.
Which it didn't go for some reason. Should just be
it's a D4.
Okay, yeah. Plus my proficiency, I believe. Sweet. Okay.
I actually don't know how the damage is. I think it's plus your dex, right? So
yeah, it should be plus my dex. So
you kill the next
3.
one. if you hit, give me your d20 plus 7 or what it is. Right?
Okay. D20 plus. I
Is
think
it
it's
3? 7.
plus.
It's 7.
Okay. If that
It's
hits.
it. It's it.
Okay. So send a fist like. Actually, no. I'm just gonna go ahead, grab the next one by the head, and break his neck.
All right.
Okay, and there's like 3 left. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use a key point for patient defense.
All right. So disadvantage for the attacks.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna get that unarmed attack set up properly.
Good, good. So they just try to strike you, but due to your patient's defense, the first one misses. As does the second one. The third one, let's see.
There we go.
Right, he does attack you too. And he does not crit you because of patient defense. And misses you as well. So they try to strike you. They grab like their small, like crude hunting knives. One grabs a small stick spear, like with a stick with a pointy stone on top of it, and kind of try to pierce you, but to no avail. And yeah. No one hits you because you dodge like the wind. Right, your turn.
All right. Going to go ahead and take the sister blade and slice for the neck of the first one.
Yes. Kill him. How you kill him?
Just head clean off of his shoulders.
Right.
And then punch the next one. That's not the right button.
That's a miss.
Okay. I'll go ahead and use my flurry of blows to make let's see, 2 unarmed strikes. So I would get 1 more.
Yep.
Still miss. Okay.
Yep. Horribly. Okay, this time they're a little bit more on their feet, quite literally on their feet. So he just jumps to the side and body and belly flops onto the ground. So you miss him twice. All right, maybe this opens you up for some retaliation. 1 hit, 2 hits, maybe. 18?
I think my AC is still 18. Yeah.
So 2 hits, and that one misses. So they pierce you with their small, puny weapons.
Did we figure out how
of many damages? 8 points of damage.
Ow. Did we figure out how hit points are coming? Sure. Okay. Okay.
So, folks. Yeah, they pierce you. Don't kill you.
Okay.
Your turn.
All right. Going for the first one near me.
Kill it.
All right. Awesome. And that's the wrong button. Why am I hitting wrong buttons? I think that misses.
Yep.
Okay. And that's all I've got for attacks now.
All right. So since there's just 1 more left, he still keeps fighting, but he doesn't crit you because I rolled a 20. So he tries to stab you, misses.
All right. Should have ran.
Oh yeah, well, dead. I'll kill the last one.
All right. So I'm just going to drive my sword through him, stake him to the ground, and as the light is leaving his eyes, just say, "This is holy ground," and then let him fall to the ground.
Piece of shit. All right. He's deaded.
I still got it.
Managed to beat the kobolds. Oh yeah.
Such a badass.
All right. As you finish him, You just hear like a explosion, and you see some smoke whiffing into the air a few 100 yards away from you.
Stealth mode and head towards it.
All right. When you get towards it, you see three elves that you think you met earlier. Standing over a large number of corpses, kobolds, and like these look like oversized crocodiles.
Okay, well, elves are friendly, so I'll step out.
They, as you kind of look at them a little bit more and more, you kind of remember who they were and when you met them and so on and such and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I probably should make it like this so you can actually see my face.
I remember his name if you. Okay. Okay, so I'll walk out and so what on earth was that explosion?
The white-haired female elf, need to be specific because they're two females, kind of turns towards you and shrugs her shoulders. Guess that was me.
Triana, right?
That is right.
Okay. We've met before in
Yes,
Silverwater Court. Yes. Okay.
3 weeks ago.
Yes. Um, you are heading back to Nithrithiane now? Yes.
You didn't catch that?
3 weeks ago, meeting in Silverwater Court. Wait. Last time I saw you wasn't in Silverwater Court, was it? Or it was just on the edge of the steps?
Yes.
Was that 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
No, that's not possible. It's only been several days.
No. 3 weeks. We've killed the dragon 2 weeks ago and have been hitting these things
And
for the last 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure
what
of it.
day? What day is it then?
Well,
I'm just
wouldn't
gonna
you like to?
look amongst all three of them for.
And they seem to be, well, of course, it is the 1st of May. Tag der Arbeit. It's a German thing.
May 1st.
About, yeah.
I'm gonna sit down for a moment and just kind of think about this. So it's been 3 weeks since I saw you. I left people at the bottom of the steps. Do you know what happened to them?
Yeah. If they try to come, they're dead already. But we were made pretty sure that they understood what kind of situation they were in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what happened to them. We were quite busy, and she kind of kicks with her boot. She kicks this drake.
Right. You went and fought. You went and fought the dragon.
Yeah.
There was. Could have sworn there was someone else with you.
Indeed, they were. They left our group to do other things.
Mm-hmm.
Dernath had to return to Nithrithiane and continue to oversee the ritual. And
Yes.
the Blackleaf had other business to attend to. ASAP. That were her words.
Okay. Well, I suppose Black Leaves would be busy, wouldn't they? Um. Hmm. Right. I need to find my party and return, but 3 weeks? I'm sorry, I'm still a little fuzzy. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay. Well, if you were in Ithrithiane where you wanted to go the last time we meet, the ritual has started. Yes,
Yes,
it's possible that if you're in there and you leave, time changes.
that would make sense. Um, I I'm not sure what your goals are here in the future besides clearing out.
Killing this vermin, of course.
Of
This is
course,
actually not Triana who says this. This is actually Bia. The sisters need to be cleansed.
my party and I are going to see if we can't root out the source of this dragon issue.
He kind of shakes the head. We made sure the source of this vermin is
Maybe
dealt with already.
maybe that dragon, but there are many more that are
Perhaps
terrorizing.
that perhaps they are, but not here, and they will not be able to enter the high forest.
But the other forests, the rest of the world,
We can only protect so much, can we now?
perhaps, maybe as individuals, but as a group. Not maybe not you specifically. You have your hands full already, but at least that's my intent is to go and maybe not hunt these beasts down, but figure out some way to stop them.
Then I wish you well, as these lizards are quite a danger wherever they might find root.
Can you tell me anything about essentially your battle? How how that might assist my cause?
What do you wish to know?
My understanding is that there is a cult that wishes to bring back uh, a goddess named Tiamat, and at least my party wants to stop that, obviously.
Then I
And
wish you well.
part of
But that
that will
does not.
be trying to stop the chromatic dragons that already exist in this world, one way or another.
Well, my advice would be prepare.
Okay.
These dragons are not to be taken lightly. They are a dangerous foe.
And I'm sorry, I'm still fuzzy in the head. I'm not sure I remember everything.
What are you talking about, child?
I I don't remember why I went to Nithrithiane other than to deliver some information, but for the life of me, I then woke up and I don't remember much.
I don't pry often in the affairs of the Black Leaves.
Neither do I.
Of course, I understand.
Why would I be prying in the business of Black Leaves?
You introduced yourself as such.
Why would I introduce myself as a Black Leaf? I'm not a Black Leaf.
At this point, Silent would come up to you and say, like, is everything all right?
No, no. 3 weeks have passed.
Yeah, but that can
Uh,
happen. I mean, you know it when you enter the Feywild. You never know when or
But inside the city itself, I think I was gone out for several days even.
Yeah, time distortions can happen, but you know this. Or have you
No, I was
ventured,
unconscious.
ventured into the Feywild before?
I've no, no, I don't think I've been to the Feywild.
You're missing out. But that's no here, no never, not here nor there, I guess, at this point.
The point is that there is a lot of information that I just simply don't recall, and being a black leaf, that just doesn't even make sense to me.
Well,
Wait a second, you
it's late. We're gonna camp down for the night.
may I join you?
Of course, you may. It is safer if you stay with us.
I agree.
Of course you can. That's why I brought it up. You thick head.
And okay, who said that bit?
Sinestria. And she brought it up.
Mm-hmm. God, I love her. um, so if I recall correctly, the two of you possibly know a mutual acquaintance of mine.
And who might that be?
Someone who used to visit me when I was in the Misty Forest. Alandriel.
Yes, he was a student of mine.
Used to look up to Alandriel. I haven't.
He was a good student of mine.
I don't. I don't know what happened to him. I'm not sure. I feel like I know, but I don't know.
I'm honestly not sure either. My last information was that he is dead. Died 2 years ago.
Died 2 years ago.
Yes. But we didn't see him. See his remains, didn't feel his spirit where it should have been.
That seems strange.
You spoke about him before when we met at the stairs. At the step, sorry, at the steps, not stairs, steps. At the steps. And they agreed that if we find anything, we tell you. The only thing that I can tell you is we did not find anything. We did not find him, or his remains for that matter.
So I must have known he was gone if I knew he needed to be searched for.
Of course.
I honestly, mm, I don't
Come
remember
on.
much,
Let's
but
gather some firewood.
right. I'll help you with that.
Yeah, so basically everybody kind of breaks to make a little bit of camp. And when you get back to camp, you see that like there's a broth already bubbling over a fire. And Triana comes up to you and says, "So, you feel confused?"
Like there's a large gap in my memory. Yes, confused would be the simple way to put it. Your your eye. I might have something that can help with the healing.
It's
Um,
okay. I can do so myself. I was worried about you and wanted to offer my assistance in your
How might you assist? Any help I can get at this point would be greatly appreciated.
The loon can provide.
Um, well, I suppose so. How might she do that?
I am a high priestess of the Seldarine, and Sihane Moonbow I'll be able to channel her through me and try to help you. Um, Out of character. Sihane Moonbow is the elvish name basically for Saloon.
Okay. Sahane, you said?
Yeah, Moonbow.
Okay. Sahane Mumbo. If you think speaking, I mean, I imagine speaking with a god would certainly clarify things.
That's not necessarily what she says, right? She's a priest and she can cast spells.
Mm-hmm.
I helped you before, and she kind of touches her side of the face.
Uh, yes, I think I recall that. Yes, I do recall that. And you had some magic. I was hurt all over, wasn't I? Oh,
You
good
looked
lord.
horrible.
Yes, yes, I remember that now. That was quite painful. Um, Drake's, if I remember correctly. Uh, what sort of magic, or I suppose divine magic, would be able to help me with memory, though? I don't think I've ever heard of
I
such a thing.
I'm not sure, but I can try to help at least. Soothe your senses.
Well, I certainly won't turn my nose up to help. Sure.
So basically, she starts to cast a few spells on yourself, and then doctor's orders, stay in bed, basically. And you see, like, Silvestre and um, Triana, as you kind of go to sleep, and Bia um, discuss.
Can I overhear what they're saying?
Well, they're discussing different things. They're discussing what might have happened to you. They're discussing what they're gonna do and how long they think they're gonna need until this ordeal is kind of finished and they kind of can move on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So these sorts of things, and then you kind of drift away into sleep. Actually, not just meditation.
I vaguely remember that people explode when they sleep.
Not
All right.
always. There's a 50, about 50-50 chance.
All right.
Yeah, when you wake up again, the sun is already not set, but arisen. And yeah, you see the three of them kind of having cleared up their camp, getting ready to move out.
So where are you headed next?
And yeah, you would be able to focus much more of your thoughts. Still a little bit fuzzy, but a lot more kind of clarity is is there. Although again,
Mm-hmm.
the stuff with the black leaves
There's
is
clear gaps,
yeah,
but they're sharper now.
yeah, like this the stuff that doesn't concern the black leaves is a lot more
Clear.
available. Yeah.
Okay. So where will you head uh now that this scum is cleared out of this area?
Oh, I fear the scum is not cleared out entirely. We will roam and make sure that there's no more corruption lingering in the hollowed grounds.
Well, I wish you best of luck on your endeavors. Uh, I'd like to pull BR aside if possible.
Sure.
You said that you taught Elandriel, and
Yes, I did.
I have this vague sense that I was going to learn from Elandriel, and now that that's no longer a possibility, would you would you be able to teach me? I know it's much to
I
ask in
don't.
a time.
I don't take just anybody that asks me to train them. You will need to prove yourself.
I understand.
Do you also understand that if I train you, you will become a member of the Glimmer Leaves? Do you understand what that entails? I will not only
Perhaps.
I will not only be your master, but also superior.
What exactly is it that the Glimmer Leaves aim to do?
We protect all elves.
You know what my current mission and goals are. Would that not align?
You do realize training takes time, along many years.
That is
And
true.
you just see like Sylvan Estriel kind of lean on his back on his shoulders and kind of look over and say, "Are you grumpy again? Don't be grumpy again."
Well, I'm not.
And she was talking to him, right? Not
Yeah,
you.
I'm not sure if I can leave my current goals at this time.
Come on, you let me go too. And she has one of the blades. One of them. That means the tester means something.
We This was found in Silvery Moon.
All right.
So, oh, oh,
So,
yes.
if you prove yourself, I will train you. I'll even let you follow up on your dreams. However, two things. First of all, complete devotion to elvendom. You will keep me informed of what is happening out there. And the second thing, you will get the sibling of this blade to prove your worth, that you are indeed the kind of moves out
Shrugs her
of
off.
Elondrius. Elondria is kind of leaning on him. Your worth.
So, if I get the sister blade, stay in contact, and devote myself to the elves. I get the sense that whatever I was working on did not quite align perfectly
I do
with
not
what the
care
autumn
what you did before. I care what you're doing from here henceforth. For what?
henceforth.
Henceforth, right? From here henceforth. If you cross me, I will find you, and you will be my problem. No one else's. And then he kind of stumbles forward as someone shoved him in the bag.
All right. Well, I think that's a fair deal. And yes, I will do this.
Give me a moment. Kind of leaves, and you just see him like slowly leaving. And as he kind of exits, he kind of then suddenly kind of goes a lot quicker. Out of cap, out of sight for now.
I'll look over to Silindustrial and
Yeah, he's dramatic like that.
I get the feeling he's sort of earned the dramatics.
Not so many. Maybe a bit, but not so much.
You were you were also a student under him, were you not? Was
Yes.
it was it an easy decision for you?
No. But
What
he
made
keeps his
you
word. And he's a good teacher. Not sure how what he will do now that you don't stay with him. I trained with him for 400 years.
Yes, moving about does make training exceptionally difficult, if not impossible. I guess we'll see what he's thinking, but well, I appreciate the chance to learn, and if there's anything you think I should know about him, any insight you can give me, greatly appreciate it.
He is a soldier of the king, the humans would say. He is completely devoted to do what is necessary to save his people.
See.
Can be reasoned with, but if and when he comes to decision, then the decision is made. He keeps his word. He's honest, but strict, and he keeps his word.
Well, those are all good qualities in a person and
There
in
can
someone
be.
of his rank. Well, you certainly don't get to earn his reputation without.
Slaying a few dragons. She wryly smiles.
You would know you have your own reputation now.
Not here, necessarily.
Well, hopefully I'm not putting myself in front of dragons directly, but certainly would be nice to be prepared
Yeah,
and
it's
trained by
usually
someone
better
who
just
knows.
don't stay behind them either. The sides are usually the safest space.
Besides, I'll remember that.
Yeah, away from
Uh,
the tail and the snapping teeth.
right. So the one you just fought, scale of 1 to 10, how hard was it?
Compared to
The others?
18. This
And you're still
one,
standing.
well, yeah, I have good friends and preparation. The others were a lot younger, a lot smaller. This one was a big beast
They had left him alone for some time.
that they did.
There, there are some other dragons that I'm supposed to check in on maybe you know something about them. Uh, there's there's one up to the far north in the spine of the world. And I'm pulling up the one note right now so I can remember their names. So I could have sworn he put their names there. They were there. Hmm. Okay, well, I'll have to double check my notes, but
Are you still fuzzy?
a little bit. Yes, there were. Let's see here. No, there were a few dragons that I was supposed to go find on behalf of Lady uh not Silver Silver Hand. And there was one of each color, great beasts. I believe a red one in the spine of the world, the blue one that used to be kept in Waterdeep, that now roams free.
Aragathos.
Yes, that's one of the names. Any of
Formidable.
these, what can you tell me about these dragons?
I do not know of what others you are speaking about, but if the others are of similar cunning, malice, and size, then Aragathos, stay away from them.
Can any of them perhaps be dealt with in, say, a manner not necessarily fighting, but at least to keep them from allying with the cult?
Bia would say dragons are like dwarves, most greedy.
Hmm.
They are more malicious, though.
Well, luckily I have a dwarf in my party. Perhaps he has some insight on how to deal with that.
Perhaps he does. If you really want to seek out these lizards, then be careful, be prepared, be sure you know what you want to do, and be quick on your feet. Figuratively and literally.
All right.
And lastly, don't think of a dragon as just a dragon. They are personalities, they are developed beings, they are smart and sharp as a blade, as a razor's edge. They have the different tastes, goals, personalities, which still they are malicious, greedy beasts. But not everyone is the same as the others.
So it's possible to find other ways.
Perhaps. I wouldn't stake my life on it.
That's true. What do you know of metallic dragons? Does the term mean anything to you?
Maybe you should speak with BR about that.
When he returns.
Few hours pass by, and he returns. With him, he has a few things. He has parchment, although not parchment as in what you usually have, which is like this fiber kind of made in water,
Mm-hmm.
right? You kind of shake it in the water until it settles down and stuff. But this is like natural, like leaves, but the leaves been magically changed somehow, which is what elves usually do, right? Change it, these big leaves, which you can ride on. And next to this parchment, he also has an amulet, a medallion, an amulet, which he says, if you wear this during your meditation, we can train there, then and there.
All right. I'll keep it safe.
Keep it secret, keep it safe.
I'll go ahead and put that on.
Yep.
And
It
I'll look
is it is a simple leather cord, and the
pendant.
pendant itself is silver, a silver moon. It's similar to what this sign of the earth actually is, right? The silver moon nested inside the sun, or a sun,
Mm-hmm.
although not being gold but silver. And inside it, where the space is, there inside is how do you say this in English? When you put like a gem in it and make that it doesn't fall out, there's a specific term for it. I don't know the English term for it. Socket, I
Embedded.
guess. Embedded socket, it is like a big green emerald, like a verdant colored emerald that almost seems to glow.
Okay.
And he says, when we finished our training, you shall return.
All right.
Now, we have lost enough time. Is there anything else you need to know?
Well, I was speaking with Celestial about dragons in general, and she said to speak with you for information about metallics.
I like dragons. I have not seen such in a long time. They left a long time ago when the humans and dwarves got back on their territory. They didn't want to fight these creatures. And kind of, Triana says, like, their loss should protect your homeland from invasion.
Well, I've ran into 3 recently, and I think they're willing to help us with the current problem with the chromatics.
That's a surprise, but a good one.
What they ask of the elves is for us to help in this battle, but I don't think that's going to happen with the current decisions of the High Court.
Unlikely.
But I would appreciate your insight into dealing with these metallics, what I can expect perhaps.
Metallic dragons, as are any dragons, are like dwarves. They're greedy.
Greedy.
They don't see us as worthy. They see themselves as better than the rest because of their heritage. They see us like we see perhaps animals, insects. And the difference between metallics and chromatics is like elves to humans. Do you think an animal is worth something? Yes, of course. As an elf, you do. As a human, they're pack. They're things to be exploited. But I think we both agree that they are not on the same eye level as we are, intellectually and worthy. Like worthwhile? I don't know English. English words. English is hard. Um, Intellectually and their individual worth, I guess, is the closest thing I can come up with right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's certainly the impression they left with me. All right. Well,
But they are not mean creatures. The metallics.
do you think they can be dealt with?
Haughty, perhaps, but at heart, they don't wish us harm. Did they threaten you?
No, not directly.
So
They
you
are
see.
all right. Well, I appreciate everything that you are doing for me, BR, and Triana for all of your help. I will see you when we train, I suppose.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'll
All right.
tuck the amulet in so it's not readily visible and go find my party.
All right. With that,
Yay!
close the session down. Close this fucker down.